because you can contest the enemy's ability to last hit without getting close with the Blinding Light. You can, of course, give mana and make sure that you can spam spears or quills or whatever have you. And then later in the game, of course, he presents the ultimate team fight control with the Orb of Annoyance, as I like to call it.
Yeah, I believe Jenkins has not as nice of a name for that, unfortunately, playing off of its Ignis Fatuus name, but
I see.
definitely prettier.
I'll ask him about it.
But we've seen in the NA region especially, we've been seeing a lot of the Keeper of the Light and the Ember Spirit actually paired up. But we're not going to see any Ember Spirit this game because we've already got him banned out. And this is kind of interesting to me is the fact that IG has opted to ban out the Treant. E has played that in the past, but I'm not sure how much success he's found recently with it. I know they played it with, I think it was versus PSG LGD. It's hard to remember. There's so many different Chinese leagues running right now. There's so much Dota in general. What a time to be alive, Kips. You know?
I know.
The world is...
I'm trying to catch up, but like the games keep piling up. It's pretty hard.
It is. In fact, you know, like we said earlier, they have just played this match, EHOME versus IG before, and I'm guessing they must have had trouble with the Treant if they're going to ban it out. But they actually they didn't have the tree in any of those games. They definitely had the Ember, though. That's been pretty popular.
Yeah, even though Ember doesn't exactly have a stellar win rate right now, it's just, it is so nice to execute. You can put it on any lane. You can play it for support, as happened in the previous series. That series was interesting when I went through the replays. You get a post for Sniper, you get a post for Ember. But in this case, pushed out, and yeah, Shadow Demon. Shadow Demon is one of the hot supports right now, and I think it's both because he counters a lot of the current hero pool very nicely. Things like, well, the Death Prophet isn't in right now, but you're a good save from a Mars. Then again, Mars is strong enough that people are saying we just pick him up, and then Grimstroke comes out on the other end, which is interesting because I thought that perhaps Kotl would have a point to make here as well, but Grimstroke gets rated higher.
Yeah, it's interesting. Coddle's completely, you know, after all of our talking about, you know, oh, Coddle's strong. I'm not sure if we're going to see him make it through the draft, like, or whatnot. He just does not get touched at all so far in this series. Not banned, not picked up. So, you know, Caster's Curse, eating my words here. Do you see the Mirana picked up? I believe that's going to be Kaka. He's been playing a lot of that recently.
Yeah, Kaka, I mean, he's been playing a lot of that all throughout his life. This man loves his Mirana, and he loves his SD Mirana combo.
Yeah, you're not seeing a lot of it set up with a stun recently, but this is, of course, an old classic, the Shadow Demon opening up with the Disruption. Mirana just chucking that arrow, or spear? Technically, it's called an arrow, but she's definitely throwing it like a spear.
The reason why
it's a free game. Stop complaining, Moxie.
Yes. The reason why we didn't see it as much recently is because a couple of patches ago, the arrow speed got changed to be slower, and at that point, everyone's arrow timings were off, so they took a bit of a break in order to recalibrate that, and now it's definitely back. Like, having a setup for such a long stun, as well as so much damage, is amazing. Plus, these two heroes complement each other pretty nicely in the sense that one of them is like a mobile support, which does a lot of wave clearing, which can, you know, scale if you wanted to. Plus, her team fight utility is very nice. Whereas Shadow Demon is way more like pick-off oriented. And
are we seeing this more just because of the fact that, you know, the Denies obviously got nerfed a bit? Is it more shifting to becoming a roaming sort of meta? Because before it was the 2-1-2 for the most part. Occasionally you get a self-sustaining, you know, either a safe laner or an off laner, and you could rotate one support. But now it feels like it's more important to kind of let the off laner get those levels and just force more movement earlier on the map.
Yeah, I think that's definitely where we're moving to. You cut off my opportunity to say a centaur ban incoming, Moxie. I'm so sad.
Sorry.
But that's that would have been a classic follow-up to Shadow Demon Mirana, is that centaur. Combos really well with the SD, loads of damage, nice disruption into stun combo. Plus, you get the ultimate ability to get in and get out of team fights with two ultimates. Mirana for in, centaur for out. But instead it's EHOME that picks up the first, what I would like to call, team fight reset with the Naga Siren. And we all know Naga for the combination with the disruptor, right? And I don't think they'd want to go with that here, but they could make the most painful Venn diagram of all time if they wanted to do that.
The double bubble trouble. For sure, they could do that. Has Pango been touched at all yet?
Yes,
Yeah, it's
he's
already
banned.
been banned out. Okay, because I was gonna say I know that that's been something that's been picked up quite a bit. Trying to see what else that Faith Bien has been playing recently. There's been a lot of Pango, some Slardar, some Bristleback. Bristleback's been very popular in the NA region too, so interesting to see how the priorities are different within the regions here. Do like the Underlord pickup coming out from the side of IG.
Yeah, Underlord is good in mopping up Naga Siren's waves, but as I've seen from previous times his matchup has played, it's not good enough in terms of wave clear to actually take over from the Naga. You can just stop her, keep it even. Anytime you fall behind against that Naga, she's going to have the waves pushed in, and you can't push them out again, really. You can just make sure that they're not in your face all the time, which is unfortunate. On the other hand, he presents, of course, the opportunity to win one team fight and immediately use the one wave that is forward to go for buildings, which is very useful when you're getting pressured in like that.
Does give you some more mobility around the map as well, being able to just, like you said, after the fight, even if you're not necessarily in the lane that's going to be pushed out, you can just easily teleport over there if needed. But Rubik getting picked up for EHOME. There's a lot of nice things that he can steal coming out from the side of IG. It's always fun too when you're playing Rubik and you get a better arrow than the enemy Mirana. It's always a little bit of a feels bad.
Depending on which side you're on, of course.
Depending, for sure. And then, of course, the arcane supremacy. Basically, anything you can do, I can do better, says Rubik. So, nothing too flashy, but also, being able to get the disruption's always a nice save for a Rubik to pick up. And Leshrek's got some pretty good stuff, too, that he can steal.
I was about to say, like, Rubik loves that Lesh stun. Not having a windup on that big of an AoE stun, as well as that much damage on it. Like, we often think about Leshrak's stun as sort of the same as Alina's stun because of the AoE and the windup of the gas animation, but the truth is that Lesh has a lot more damage on his stun.
Is that enough to, like, I know, Leshrek typically gets picked up to deal with things like a Phantom Lancer, as well with illusions. Is this going to be enough kind of clear coming out from the side of IG? Do they need to I'm guessing right now with what they have, they need to play pretty fast, right? And comparatively with a Naga Siren. But, I mean, we don't know what the last pick is either. They could opt to go for something extremely hard. I know Spectre is something that we've seen some of the teams pick up this region. It's just an interesting time to see how all these just changes with the Dota 2, patches and whatnot have affected teams in the way that they play. I think they played a lot of, let's see, IG has played. Now, Flyfly's played a lot of various different heroes, actually. Like, I know EHOME's been favoring Troll pretty heavily, but they've already picked up the Naga. Lycan ban as well. Ricky. What would you like to see on the side of IG? Do you take this early or do you try to drag this out? Because that's one thing I've also noticed with the Chinese region is that these games go a lot longer than what I'm seeing in NA and SA.
Yeah, I'd like to see them make tempo. This Lesh is very well suited to that. I can also tell you that Naga Siren does not like Leshrac at all. This Lesh can go something like Yule's into straight BKB, he can just fight her forever. And I think that as long as you shorten the game, you give this Naga less time to set up all of these combos as well. Like, it's pretty simple. In a 20-minute game, you're going to see maybe 2 of them. In a 40-minute game, you're going to see 8 of them.
Right.
It is very much in IG's benefit to play this faster. And in order to do that, I think the Lycan ban also sort of shows that, none of their heroes, none of their cores right now can really do anything against the Naga. They might be thinking of pushing the Mirana to core. This is
Do you
something
like that?
It's fragile. I like Mirana against melee lane matchups because she harasses super hard. You can't really lock her down, stop her from escaping. But she also has a weird scaling where she's still very fragile, and if you don't burst people with Marana, she can't man fight for quite a bit.
Interesting. They ban out the Slardar on the side of IG. I would have thought that, they've got this Mars setup, but perhaps they were thinking that they might run a Slardar as a support?
Mars mid.
Lifestealer. Hmm. I don't love this pickup, personally. Although it makes sense because, it does deal fairly well, having the rage to be able to walk away from some of the stuff, but he hasn't been very popular recently.
No, he hasn't. One of the reasons is that so many of these offlaners trade really well one-on-one with melee carries and specifically melee strength carries.
Mhm.
Mars versus Lifestealer, like Mars will be pretty happy in that lane. But as you said, he gets to walk away from any big combos that the Naga sets up, as well as that you get to play fast with this guy. You play with a lot of threat. You have once you have the level 6 up on Mirana, you can go gagging with the Lifestealer anytime you want, and you can move in really quickly to take towers afterwards. And I think that's going to be the name of the game for IG.
Okay, well, I do like the idea that they're going to be playing more tempo. They're not going to try to outlast the Snaga Siren, so hopefully they're going to be able to set it up where they can win their lanes. Although I think that's going to be, again, pretty difficult for the Life Stealer. I'm guessing the Shadow Demon's going to be joining him versus, Mars Rubik. And a Beastmaster pickup, too. Oof. It's a lot of team fight coming out from the side of EHOME.
Mm-hmm. And
Hmm.
this is presumably also why IG banned out the starter already, because they have seen this Mars mid before, and it looks like it's going to happen again because that is nothing to say over on the Mars.
Oh, nice. Looking forward to seeing how this comes together here. Interesting.
Yeah, what I'm personally looking forward to, but this is any time I watch IG, is I want to see if Emo gets out of control or not, because Emo for me is one of the most interesting players to watch in China right now, just because he is
Mhm.
so hit or miss, I would like to say. If he hits, it's an absolute knockout, but if he doesn't, things get funny. And he has a habit of overplaying, and I just really want to see how well he's growing in that role, in that responsibility of, this is the mid lane on a top team. You are very good. You're just also inconsistent. Where are you taking this? Are you going to start playing it safer, or are you just going to get even better at playing as aggressive as you do?
Well, I mean, the other thing that really helps as well is they do have great heroes on the side of IG that can gank, that can, be mobile, move around. Lifestealer is one of those heroes that because he does have that rage, you can kind of walk away from him for a little bit. Same thing goes with like an Underlord. He gets pretty tanky. It's not super easy to deal with it. So they can make these opportunities to help also secure the mid lane for Emo. But I will definitely be interested to see how he does as an individual up against that Underlord, because that's not a combination I see very often.
No. And I know that I myself have been arguing for Mars Core for quite a while, just because of the insane amount of burst damage he offers against anything that's not an Agi hero.
Prepare
I
for
And
think the
battle.
no, go ahead.
I think one of the other things that's pretty interesting, I think I can't remember if it was Blitz who said this, but he says, when you have a Mars on your team and he gets a fast 6 as well, Mars Arena is essentially just it's an AoE doom. Whoever you grab, you put in that arena, they can't do anything, they can't walk away, they can't participate in the fight. So I think there's also a high probability of nothing to say also, getting some momentum depending how the laning goes and who gets that 6. Also, a little bit of, a little bit of RNG thrown in there if he gets an opportunistic rune, but
Yeah, for sure. And I like it when teams take this shrine, not because it does so much necessarily, but
30
because
seconds
it's
to battle.
a big claim. You say, all right, we get this vision here, we grab this
oh,
position in your jungle, and I think Jinfu might have overplayed that aggression a little bit here.
you saw he tried. He went and he sidestepped that arrow coming out from Kaka, but nope, it is going to be the first blood going over to Emo, and I'm sure he's a very happy mid laner getting that little bit of extra good
The
start here.
battle begins.
He finished up an ult alley with that. That's very handy up against a
Kaka?
Mars.
Kaka? Are they going to be able to find the final hit here? They don't have that stroke of fate. Boars will turn around here, put a little damage. Now, did E go a little bit too far? Nope, but he manages to find the kill on the Mirana, and they're going to trade it off, but this is going to allow Fly to get himself his own kill here very, very early on. So I don't know if that was necessarily worth it. A support got themselves a kill on another support, but you bet, I don't want to say fed a kill, but you definitely gave a kill over to the hard carry of IG there.
Yeah, I don't think the Mirana cares at all.
No, I don't think so. Disruption again with the arrows in queue. Oh no. This is going to be most likely another kill here for Fly. I know it's going to be Ollie who takes it, but this lane is starting off very nicely here for Fly.
Yeah, I'm afraid Beyond is just going to get hunted now. He can't exactly get caught by the combination, but he is 2 versus 1, and a Beastmaster does not like 2 versus 1. Ideally, he would even like to 1v1 this lane when the supports move up, but nothing of the sort is going to happen. I think IG is definitely going to look to make this a try lane for at least a couple of minutes until they're very sure that Fly has his advantage. And there goes another arrow.
Oh, nice play by Faith Bien. Throwing out the boar so that way he does not get stunned up by the arrow. Throws a little bit of that all chat out. I like it. I like to see this. Nicely done, though.
It's one of the creepier voice lines in the game, actually. Like, maybe
oh, it's very
literally
creepy.
says, "I'll be creeping." Like, normally they're not that honest about it. Dude, calm down.
I don't know, maybe Beastmaster's a real honest guy. Maybe he's like, you know what, maybe he's very dominant too. That's a very alpha thing to say.
Ooh, the fact
Top lane though, JT, he's been getting these levels by himself, but the harass is pretty strong coming out from Sylar and E. It's like they'll back off though. He's got himself a healing salve. We can see some movement here to the mid lane. Kaka hoping that maybe he can land that arrow over here in about 4 seconds. But we do have a ward over here, so I'm sure he
probably got spotted on the way in.
Not sure which path he took, but he is playing pretty carefully. Yeah, ping's coming out. Kaka is waiting patiently. Definitely sees Kaka, I think. Oh, but it doesn't matter. They'll go right in with the split earth with the arrow. Couple more clicks. Spear's not going to connect here. Kaka is going to allow Emo to start snowballing a little bit here in the mid lane, picking himself up that other kill.
Well done. March was so busy with thinking about, alright, I'm not going to get arrowed, I'm just going to step out of the way, step up instead, it's going to make it even more annoying to get the arrow to hit, and instead he walks straight into an Emo stun.
There's too many things that he was thinking about, I guess. Let's see. Man, Kaka's making a lot of work done with this this Mirana here. They're putting some moves onto JT in the top lane.
Reinforcement's coming in.
They don't have any vision. Oh, well, though, Kaka's just going to show himself. Okay. That's fine, too.
He is level 3 now. Like, Y has been in this lane, and he is not as high level as this support who has just been sort of wandering around the map.
Well, I mean, when almost every arrow you throw ends up getting a kill for your team.
Yep.
How do you compete with that? You know, he's just a big old underlord, you know? Bottom lane, though, looks like they're trying to put some moves onto Faith Beyond. They've got a couple stacks of this nether poison here. And they'll find a kill. They'll just pop them.
Very nicely done. And yeah, IG is gearing up to do very nicely in this lane. The mid matchup should have been Mars' favorite, but instead 2 kills to the Lash makes it very easy for him to go equal, and so it's basically Ola the Naga Siren who's doing really well.
Yeah, Emo definitely, you know, you talked about it. If he can have himself a good laning phase, if he starts to get that momentum, he's gonna do well later on, and it is a very tempo lineup, so. He's playing everything the way he needs to, especially when he's been assisted by the supports and things coming out from Kaka here.
Look at all of this vision that Kaka has for himself now too. This jungle is his, and it also means that the Underlord can play all the way behind the tower because he knows that there's nothing coming from this way. Unfortunately for him, Sylar cuts him off the other way, takes out his support, his courier, excuse me.
Well, that is, you know, technically his support too, but I like how Sylar was dragging the creeps over to meet up with the other creeps and also being able to go and grab up that bounty rune. I mean, that is efficiency in a nutshell right there. You're gonna try to make a new lane? Well, I will also meet your lane. Take out that creep. They're trying to get the kill onto E. Might be able to still find it though. They've got a couple leaps. No, he still has those charges. Kaka, how hard are you gonna go for this? Yes. He wants it. He wants it so badly. Turn back around. They'll get the click off. There is an ink spell though over on Sylar. He might be able to turn this around. There's no more leap charges left on Kaka. And they like to trade these supports and then give a kill to Chorus here.
Yeah, I mean, since Street Gold got nerfed so hard, like, if you die as a support to a core, even if you had a streak, they're really not getting anything out of it. So might as well.
Might as well. As another one bites the dust here in top lane, JT getting taken out. Nothing to say, though, has found himself an Invis rune, and he does have that Arena of Blood up. So, he's waiting patiently, but looks like they've backed off. He'll just use up that rune. Just making sure that he can deny it from the Leshrek, of course.
Who was jumping around with a haste rune earlier. Yeah, Kaka's sort of right. Top lane was mine, now it's bot lane again, but he got spotted while warding, so the ward that he just dropped is actually going to get dewarded pretty soon. Surprised that he didn't take it out already. There's no scent on it.
Now, is this too much roaming coming out from Kaka now? Because it feels like, you know, oh, the Arena of Blood, first one right here. He's got him. Oh, nice arrow though coming out from Kaka as they leap forward. And that disruption coming out, are they going to be able to take down? Nothing to say. It's looking pretty darn close, but Emo's sitting so low himself, he's trying to get this out, and he will be able to get a kill before getting taken down. Kaka fighting with E over here. He'll be able to find the kill on the Grimstroke. 3 stacks now of that Shadow Poison over on Nothing to Say, but he'll be able to walk away while both of his supports get taken down.
Radiant are scanning.
This is why I like the Shadow Demon versus March, because it may be an AoE doom, but the people outside of it can still help the people inside. And yeah, if you Arena Alesh who then gets disrupted, you're not doing anything during the time. And Kaka, beautiful arrow. That man is just, he's an arrow wizard.
I'm sure he'll add that to his resume. Arrow wizard. But you can see Emo, he's had it. He says, alright, you know, it's go time. I'm level 7. Let's start putting some pressure on this top tower. They use the Arena of Blood. We know that they don't have it available for a little bit. Not the longest cooldown, of course. And he has an Arcane Rune bottle, too. So the next arena will probably be very, very efficient. Top tower's getting taken down though, but over here in the middle lane, Kaka trying to leap forward. Will use 2 of those charges. He's sitting very, very low now. 50-something hit points. Nice arrow right to the face. Get out of here, Ishi says. I don't want to see you here. But top tower will get taken down. Some pressure being placed on the middle here by EHOME, and this is a very important tower. So JT's already here. He's gonna force them off. Want to protect this, especially near their triangle, near that Roche pit. They found a friend, though. Oh, you stayed here just too long, baby. Emo collects himself another kill.
I was gonna say that Underlord's one of the best tower holding heroes in the game, and the reason why that matters is just that you always need to bring 2 people to dislodge him from under a tower if you want to take it. You can't just go 1v1 with an Underlord. It takes too long to bring him down. He's going to have backup, either that or, you know, you just don't do any damage, because the longer you stay around, the more of those stacks he builds up. I shouldn't be calling it stacks, but the more of your eye builds up.
Kaka gonna be able to switch over this outpost here. Sylar should be able to switch it back. Do they have? They've got the arrow. Surprised that Sylar didn't try to block that arrow here, but Faith VN gets taken down, or rather finds the kill on Flyfine. There it is, the Arena of Blood again. Emo getting pinned to the wall. He doesn't have his friends. He doesn't have anyone to save him. He is gonna get taken out.
Like, I was watching this entire thing here. Like, Faith VN got his roar cancelled already once because Flyfly stepped into the trees. So Flyfly must have known what was coming for him, but there's no support because they're making action on top lane, and by the time it comes, it's too late and they just feed away another corner.
Radiant's
It's
bottom
very
tower
costly.
is under attack. Invisibility.
It's like
Well, at the very
silent.
least, Emo cleared up the wave bot, so Flyfly can come back to his tower instead of find it pushed. That's something.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I'm watching Sylar over here. They did manage to take down his courier, so he is going to have to be patient and have to go walk back if he wants to get it before the 30 seconds and his courier's back up. But does have the Yasha queued up, and he's got enough of the Blade of Alacrity. But it seems like the other team here, that IG, is playing very, very quickly. And I do like the fact that we're going to have that Maelstrom on Flyfly soon. And I think we might see him joining in some of these fights.
I think so too, yeah. Look, look at Emo just pushing away that entire Beastmaster army.
That feels good. And Emo's doing exactly what he needs to too. I'm liking the way that, you know, he's being very active. He does farm occasionally, but he is
It's all
taking
in the
the lanes.
execution.
They smoking over here? They have a smoke on Grimstroke.
Dire's
We
middle
smoke on
tower
smoke
is under
because
attack.
IG just smoked, unfortunately, underneath Hawk Vision, so they are completely
Radiant's
seen.
bottom tower
They're
is
gonna make
under
their way
attack.
over to bottom, but
Ooh, the risky,
No, gonna expect
the risky
them.
play here. Going top. Roar only going to connect onto Kaka. We'll follow up with a beautiful Soulbind though, coming out from E. Pit of Malice will hold them in place as they're looking to just retreat. They'll be able to use the Moonlight Shadow. Oh, they want to creep back in though, the fake back, but they do have a sentry over on the side, so you can see already Sylar just running away. Zinq is nearby, is going to be able to go and steal that Firestorm.
Dire's
you can just
top
take mid
tower
tower
is
now.
under
2 big
attack.
ults spent on the side of Emo, and I gotta say, Fabian, your Grimstroke is sitting right next to you. Why do you not wait until the Soulbind comes out before dropping that roar? Like, that's the entire combo, dude.
Maybe he panicked? Probably just panicked. Zinq is very, very dead though here, although it's a nice stun, but only to delay the inevitable as he does
They
get
overextended
taken down by
their backline.
Flyfa. They use the Arena of Blood again, and they're able to take down Emo now. Ollie needs some help. He's gonna get taken down. Fabian getting that double. Oh, Sylar, right place, right time. Everyone's held in this tiny little choke point. Mirana, though, gonna be able to go leap away. And they're on the hunt.
Sloppy play there, honestly.
She got the range creep though. It was totally worth it. No, definitely wasn't.
Like,
Dire's
it's
middle
very...
tower is under attack.
It makes me a bit
Space,
sad to
though.
have to say it. Yeah, I mean it's space, but you had 5 man on this tower and you chose to run after Rubik instead of securing the tower, and now you don't get it. And that's rough if you are the ones playing the tempo lineup. You need discipline if you want to be able to pull that off, but instead 3 people run after that Rubik and Emo gets picked off by the Arena of Blood again. They need that man. They need him to be alive to take down the towers as well as to scale enough to keep that Naga at bay. Because he is the Naga answer, and right now I'm scared that he's not
Dire's
going to be able
middle
to do
tower
that.
is under attack.
I mean, we're hitting about the 14-minute mark. What do you want to see coming out from IG? Because they do need to play tempo. Obviously, they can't go
Dire's
chasing
middle
after these
tower
candy
has
kills,
been
as I like to
denied.
call them. You know, they're sweet, they're nice, but they're not really good for you.
They are not. Well, they went back in mid to take down the tower anyway. It's the right move. And with the enemy mid tower down, they now have basically reign of the map. Anywhere they go in somewhere, they can bring in their own reinforcements via their own mid tower. Whereas the Dire side can't do that anymore, and it makes sure that Dire can't play fast in the Radiant camp. Next up, finish your first round of items, I'd say. Because the Yule Scepter is still a little bit away on Emo. And Flyfly, what's he doing?
Shadows.
He's going into the Sands, yeah, that's a Halberd queued up, so he's going to be able to deal with the Mars pretty well. Plus getting that evasion versus an illusion hero is always nice.
Well, here's my other question too. Should Nothing to Say, right? Nothing to Say is basically their tempo creating hero on the side of EHOME. Should he just be constantly hunting Emo at this point, or does he need to back off, you know, farm up a little bit as well? Because he does have that blink dagger, and I feel like that makes him very powerful. As I say that, he's going in for the hunt. Look at JT immediately trying to get himself out of this. He's very tanky though. He's going to be able to just walk away, and that is the Arena of Blood that gets used for it.
Yeah, so this is one way for him to make the tempo, but yeah, as you said, the other way is definitely hunt the emo. And the fun part is that since the onus is on IG to move the game, it means that the Leshrac is going to come to him. So he can farm. It's fine. IG know that they're the ones who have to play faster. The Lesh is going to show up in Nothing to Say's vicinity. The question is, will he have the SD with him to save him or not? Because if that's true, then Nothing to Say has to think about something else to do.
Fly poking a little bit over here at Sylar. Does just use the rage. They could just walk on in here if they wanted to. Nothing to Say. Creeping forward with E. But they've just taken up residency down here.
Dire's top tower
They're pushing on into Kaka actually on bot lane, and he's just spotted by that hawk. There's no way for him to get out of this one. Oh,
look at Zinq. Oh, Zinq! Too greedy.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
He thought he was cute. I was like, oh, they can see Kaka. They're totally going for the skill, but Zinq thought the same. He even had space beyond, and she's walking away.
Felt cute. My Dark Rift later. I don't know.
Top tower is under attack.
Yeah, just a little bit too far there, Zinq. Cheeky play for sure, but not going to be able to walk away from that much damage. The casual air. Ooh! Very, very close there to hitting on the Mars. What's Sylar doing now? What's Sylar got? Okay. He's almost got that Manta style. But
Radiant's middle tower
And I'm
is
seeing
under
Sanji
attack.
and Kaya actually queued up on Emo right now.
Radiant's middle tower
This
has
I like.
fallen.
It's gonna tank him up as well as give him a bunch of extra damage on his
Radiant's
spells.
middle tower is under attack.
he needs to be so careful though. Look who's in the vicinity. The Arena of Blood. We saw this coming a mile away. Unfortunately, Emo did not. And oh, the Moonlight shot. Kaka? Kaka, hello? Double kill coming out here for Sylar as the Mirana leaps into the Arena of Blood.
There's honestly more Kaka by. Yeah. Overzealous. As well as the TP from Ollie was just not in time to save his teammate there.
I feel like Ollie just has to constantly be with Emo right now. He needs to be that save because, like we've talked about, you know, the Underlord, he doesn't really care so much. If he gets Arena of blooded, which is not a verb, but if he gets arena'd, I still don't think that's actually a verb either. But it sounds better than Arena of Blooded.
Do you want to go Arena with me?
But, you know, JT, he can walk away from that engagement most likely. Emo, on the other hand, he is more of a glass cannon. He's tanking up, obviously. He does have himself, you know, the Yules, but I do feel like Ollie's very important to just be around, be that save, in case he gets jumped.
Absolutely.
This Naga is getting bigger, though, now. And I think
Yeah, she also took down that mid tower before, which set up for Emo's death right there in the mid, and it means that it's time to go do something again from IG. So they're smoking up behind their lifestealer, making their way into the dire jungle where they currently don't have any vision. So this is a vision smoke as much as anything. They need to ward again.
They're going to be able to spot that out with that sentry off to the side, but perhaps they can find a nice pick-off over here on E. Although Nothing to Say hiding in the tree line, suspecting something. Oh, look at that arrow. They're scouting. He finds Nothing to Say. Soulbind's going to get thrown out, though, and they'll get the double Fadeball plus the roar, but the Yule's coming out, and they'll follow up with the Arena. The Arena, actually, he gets knocked back here as he's just tanked up here by this Lifestealer. It's a lot of ultimates with no actual results. Although they do have the Naga in the bottom lane doing a bit of pushing, but...
I'd say that for EHOME this result is fine, just because they kept Emo from actually taking the tower down fast. They're going to trade a lot of space for the Naga for it, and you need to keep in mind that she's cutting the mid wave as well, so this is 2 waves in favor of EHOME, just because all of the Radiant heroes are on the bottom side of the map.
And Light Shadow getting committed here. Looks like they just want to use it for positioning. And they'll take down the top tower. Smoke play coming up.
Positioned right behind them. Yes.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Aka dodges it, but I don't think JT is as lucky.
Hey, oh, that's a choke point. 3 people getting held in that pit of malice, but nice pause here coming out from Jinkyu. I hear a Yules and an arrow and a Faith BN getting hit in the face here, but the song comes out from the Naga Siren as they're just gonna TP out to safety.
Oh, the banish!
Oh, but they don't manage to grab Faith BN.
Yep. Naga and like Sylar he has played Naga for years and years and years, right? But one of the problems is that the ult radius used to be much bigger, so you need to be way more careful with your positioning in order to keep everyone on the enemy team disabled, and he couldn't do that for only just there.
Poor Faith BN was like, wait guys, wait for me. Unfortunately, the bus had left at that point. Arrow getting thrown out. Oh, almost lands over here on Shinkyu. EHOME, they like taking these fights and these choke points, and I don't think they're really working out, although they'll follow up with the Soulbind, Fly, and Kaka having to move together 3-legged race style. They're a little bit separated off, though. Nice spear being thrown out, and they use the Arena of Blood. Oh, but Kaka, he runs it. He doesn't quite land the arrow, though, as now E and Kaka spend a little bit of time here together in the Arena of Blood, but the rest of the team, they're here. The Atos getting shown off, and they'll be able to take down the Grimstroke.
Yeah, it looks like after Emo survived that top action by the Lifestealer and pressing in him, he feels a lot more confident, and IG is definitely ready to play up again. Which is, I wasn't worried if they were going to. Oh, what?
Fly thought that he could go toe-to-toe with Sylar, and Sylar's a big old boy, and Kaka just gets taken down here. Exalin and the rest of the Caliber. We've got JT joining up, but he's got to be careful. The buyback coming out from the Mirana. They want this kill on Sylar. They want it.
He does
really
not
bad,
have
but they don't have it. Follow the roar. Emo, now he's left alone. He doesn't have his supports. It is going to be the Aegis getting popped now as E's got the ink swell on him. He's trying to run away. Even manages to use that Essence Ring for a little bit more HP as they're chasing after right up into the high ground. But Fly, oh, they'll be able to find it though, thanks to JT with that Firestorm. Rage getting stolen by Jinkyu. They've been chasing forever here, Kips. And they'll be able to find this kill. But they have no creep wave to really follow up with right now, so.
Well, I guess what they're following up with is trying to get even more kills. Aka is on the lookout, but I'm not sure that this one in particular is going to work out. So they just have to use Emo to get this mid creep wave to the tower, see if they can push it down.
I would say the clock is starting to tick real hard for the side of IG right now because Sylar is. We just watched him 2v1, and he took down Kaka. He almost took down Fly if he wasn't for the rest of the team showing up. This Naga's becoming a real big boy, girl, Sylar,
Girl,
big ol' Sylar.
fish, real big fish. Anyway.
Oh, that's a good ska
one
band.
of the issues with the Naga is that she takes over the entire map, but she doesn't quite finish games on her own. What she's best at is mostly killing supports, depleting cores and mana, and subjecting you to this endless assault of wave after wave of illusions, creeps, what have you. But in the end, if you fight her, like the team fight win needs to come from her teammates as well, and in that regard, IG is still doing just fine because they have the ways to fight the rest of that lineup. They're going to catch a real big hurdle now though, because Sylar is working on a heart, and once the heart is in town, it's going to be very hard for JT and Emo to bring the Naga down. And right now, she is just
JT just melts.
Killing JT.
And he's the big baddie on their side, you know, he's the guy who's got all the hit points. He's the tanky one. And Sylar just walks up, gives a cheeky hello, and all of a sudden JT just doesn't exist.
He also found himself a clumsy net, which is like probably the best solo killing item for Naga Sirens. Because you don't have to hit them necessarily. I mean, here's the thing, you first net them regularly, you walk up and start hitting them, then you net them, you stay in place, but you could already hit them and all your illusions could as well. It's... How many seconds of disable is that?
Sneak attack? What for?
Yeah.
Allies
7.
disappear.
Ooh.
For my coffin.
1 minute runes up, Sylar. Swims away.
Bounty.
A tithe to the impurities.
I'm just playing cat and mouse right now. Looks like they're dodging each other, just trying to secure up these runes. We will have the next tier level of items in about 2 minutes now. So I guess at this point, well, you just wait, right? And you try to wait for those next, what is it, tier 3 items coming out?
Possibly. I mean, I think the thing that IG is looking forward to most is probably those boots of travel on emo, because it means that they actually have ways to get involved on the map on multiple sides, while not also neglecting their waves.
Oh, Xin Q breaks a 4-man smoke in the top lane. You've got to be so happy about that if you are that Rubik. Meanwhile, they have their own smoke coming out from the side of EHOME, so they could take advantage of this. They know exactly where most of these guys are. They haven't TP'd out just yet. You can see that the Shadow Demon's taking down one of your wards. Over in the mid lane, they found Emo, and they're going to be able to go and just hold JT and Emo in that arena of blood. Flyby, though, walking right in, follow up with a nice soulbind. They're trying to get out. They don't want to be here. They've got the BKB on Nothing to Say. He's trying to block a bit, and the whole team just runs away on the side of IG.
Is under attack.
They can come right back into fight now because that was such a short trip, but I don't think that EHOME is looking to take
Radiant's
that.
bottom tower is under attack.
I mean, they have this opportunity, right? The fact that the Arena of Blood is down, and that is a big part of their team fight. Also, don't have the roar from the Beastmaster. But I think they need to do some sort of pick-off, and I'm not sure who your target is right now.
I mean, let's wait with the target ID first. They don't have any vision currently. This Beastmaster has constantly had these hawks in the right places, fished out smokes, seen people coming or spotted them in the trees, and on the side of IG, they haven't exactly been able to keep up their ward vision on the enemy side of the map just because the waves haven't been in their favor. So here goes Kaka again. Making his way over. He is queued up an Ags himself.
I will say they've been very on point with the de-warding over on the side of EHOME. They have placed wards over in that side of the jungle, but every time they put them down, they're almost immediately countered. And part of that is because, you know, they do have very decent vision coming out on the side of EHOME. And just keeping tabs on where they would be, where they might need to throw down that vision, especially if they're going for the bounty runes. They're always carrying one sentry to make sure Mirana's not creeping over there. Oh, and a double damage rune here for Nothing to Say. Bottled it up, we'll keep that for later.
He's got a very utility-based build so far, which I really like just because, you know, the tempo would definitely be coming into him. But now that the mid-game is, you know, well and fully underway, he's going to build a Desolator, and after that you're going to see him go bonk. And I love it when 4 Mars goes bonk.
I like the technical term. Very nice. Emo needs to be careful here. He's got precious cargo inside. Blink Dagger's been picked up on the Beastmaster now as well, so once Nothing to Say goes jumping on in, if he's the initiator, they can follow up very easily with a roar, which means this Lifestealer's got to be even more careful. Because he does not care.
Also makes him very tanky, though, I gotta say. He's got a Samson Kaya as well. You know, he's not afraid right now.
It feels like right now that, you know, earlier I would say that IG was playing very, very well for their tempo, but now it feels they're kind of on the back foot a little bit here. I think it's because you see how large this Naga is getting. Just walks right into JT. No big deal. Just chips away. He's going to try to get out of here. Is he going to be able to do it fast enough? One more hit? No, Sylar gets himself another solo kill. When did... what? Where did Kaka go? Kaka?
I actually can't help you this time, because I too was watching the big fish eat the big slug.
Well, it looks like, yeah, sometimes in life, you know, the fish eats the giant alligator kind of man. But yeah, Faith Bien went and used the roar to take out Kaka. So I'm guessing Kaka's just being a little bit too cheeky, might have been trying to do some warding or de-warding, and
well, Sylar's also getting cheeky right now.
Oh boy.
He just walked straight up to Lifeline.
He's been doing that a lot, to be fair. I think he doesn't know where the supports are, and was just thinking he could get another cheeky pick off, but...
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I'm just comparing the vision between the two sides right now, and honestly, the vision of the Radiant is completely confined to this one triangle now. And even there, the Dire actually, they had a ward up until it got taken out just now. It's very hard to play that way if EHOME just constantly knows where you are, because, you know, there's only one place where you can be. If you're not there, well, do the calculus where they went.
Yeah, it feels like they're definitely choking out the map here for IG, although they are trying to reclaim some of it. They've got a gem online on Ollie right now, so...
That's a big investment there. They really want to protect that. This is, in many ways, this is one of the most important fights they're going to take all game with this smoke.
They were looking in that Roche pit for half a second. They don't know, though.
Look at this smoke.
Smoke on smoke.
Aka's gonna pop it.
This is actually so ridiculous seeing them stand next to next. Alright, there we go. We'll open up Arena of Blood again with the roar, double roar, but there's gonna be the disruption. BKB coming out from nothing to say. As on the other side, FaithBN, he's just getting chewed down, and he is gonna be able to make it out thanks to that Glimmer Cape. They'll go back in again. They have their eyes over here onto Fly. Arrow comes through, but there's too many things to try to go and hit. As now it looks like Sylar trying to run away. He will commit the song. But he is bashed up here because they have the reach here on Fly with Basher. They'll walk away. Do they go back in, though, is the question. I don't think you do. That definitely looks like that's the next person, and nothing to say is not going to have anything to say. Arrow's going to come in as well. E is going to get taken out. So they'll end up losing the Mars. They lose the Grimstroke. Sylar is in the vicinity, but there's not much that he can really do, having already committed that song.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So one of the things that happened during that fight that was really important was Kaka actually jumped up to the high ground and then ran back towards the river and dragged nothing to say away from the fight. And it didn't make too much difference for the scuffle between Fly and Sylar that was going on, but it did mean that by the time that nothing to say had decided that he couldn't really get that kill and he came back in, he was overextended and they could pick him off at the end right there. That was because Kaka jumped up to the high ground like an absolute madman.
Oh, they want to go in this pit. It's a nice pit of malice dropping down, trying to buy a little bit more time to lift over onto Fly. They haven't quite finished this Roche just yet. FaithBN's going to get taken down, though. And they're not going to be able to go and contest this Roshan anymore. Emo grabbing up that Aegis.
It's extremely important for him. He is the one that dies fastest just because, well, not just because he has the lowest armor out of all the cores, but also because he has the highest mana pool, which means that the other heroes run out of mana before they actually die to Sylar, but Eho doesn't. He gets eaten alive by that Night Siren.
It's just back to the game of playing Naga Siren and pushing out waves right now. Need to have that Beastmaster. Although when he does come back up again, he will have his ultimate, so they could try to go for a play. That Moonlight Shadow again over in the mid lane. They spot it out. Casual arrow throw. Nope.
Are scanning.
Does give them a little bit of vision though. They'll see the Zinc Qs over there.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
A bit weird that they also dropped the scan at the same time. You didn't see that he's here. What's the scan for?
A little bit of miscommunication.
That happens. Is going to be finishing up, and I wonder if he wants to save for buyback or if he just says no, this Octarine core is what we need right now. He's got his Pulse Nova damage, which is huge. He is just a massive fountain of damage as long as he's allowed to be in the middle of the fight. And he's also got a regen rune right now. He is geared up. He's probably ready to go.
I think it's just finding that right opportunity. Trying to get this vision. You can see they're trying to reclaim some of this jungle. They have very limited vision on the map, though, for IG right now. They're trying to take down the vision of EHOME.
I just want to say that I absolutely love Beastmaster's Bounty Rune effect. I
Dire's
think it's the
bottom
best in the
tower
game.
is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Alright. Emo's feeling a little bit bolder, though. We've got that Aegis. He did opt to go for the Octarine Core, so he's not going to have that buyback. But I don't think they're going to hard commit for that high ground, perhaps
Radiant's
just
middle
yet.
tower is under attack.
Might just
No,
take
not for
down
the
this
high
tier
ground.
2.
Yeah, I think they're going
Dire's
to
bottom
get
tower
given
is under
the tier
attack.
2 here.
Dire's structures
Although they have
are
to keep their creep
fortified.
wave alive, and right now they
Radiant's
didn't put
middle
any
tower
effort
is
into
under
it.
attack.
Oh, but also the Grimstroke didn't kill it off. Okay, never mind. He's gonna take the next wave.
They can easily go for a trade on the tier 2s if they want.
Radiant's
Naga should be able
middle
to chew
tower
through it
has
pretty fast,
fallen.
but no, they'll just continue farming.
Dire's bottom tower
IG will take the
has
tier 2,
fallen.
the bottom,
Radiant's middle
and
tower is
the
under
assault
attack.
on the high ground has begun. You can see those TPs coming
Dire's
out now.
bottom tower is under attack.
Naga putting some pressure on the tower.
Hello? Hello? You want your base tower to die? Okay, cool.
Yeah, they just let him have it. They let him have it. They immediately go home. They'll turn back around. Sylar is going to get thrown up in the air. They want to stun lock him. Nice push forward here, plus the
Stun lock
Atos.
him.
Although they're not going to be able to hold her down. Sylar's just
Arrow!
Oh, the arrow! It was so close. Sad trombone indeed. Oh man, that would have been so cool, Kaka, had that been just a millisecond earlier.
Would have been the clutchest arrow of the season so far. Because, yeah, if they manage to stunlock the Naga there, two of their heroes of EHOME are just stuck in the base on the other side because they got baited in by that base assault. And this is the IG forcing out the Naga ultimate.
Look at Emo. Alright, look how fast he melts. Oh my gosh, it's almost. Yeah, that's gonna be the Aegis
He got
pop.
bonked.
Attack.
It was a little too excited, I think. Like the rest of his team weren't close enough to help him
Yeah.
on that. But I guess he just, he smelled blood in the water and he
The Aegis
wanted
was
to
close
get
to
it.
timing out. It's not as much of an emo play as it could have been, but this is why I like emo, because he will do stuff like that. He will. You don't watch him for 1 second and he
Dire's
will.
middle tower has fallen.
Do get an illusionist cape here found on Emo. So we are seeing some of these other tier items coming out as exactly 37. Well, not exactly, but about that time that we'll see these new neutral items coming out.
Yeah, it's not exactly great for them. They're putting it on JT just because it gives him a lot of stats, as well as this is one hell of a tanky illusion. He can look at
Radiant's
how he's just
bottom
farming free
tower is
counts
under
with it.
attack.
It's pretty cool, but at least they should be glad that it's not on the Naga on the other side.
Exactly. But it's not like it takes away from the other side either, so. Eh.
No, it is
Timeless
not.
Relic, though, is a fantastic item done by Sylar. And they'll get their own Timeless Relic over on the side of IG as well.
I'm hoping GQ gets the Timeless Relic. He's got a career final.
Well, right now he doesn't have any neutral item on Shinkyu, so. There we go. Yep, there it is.
The debuff duration as well as the extra spell damage on Rubik is just devastating. It is so good. Your lifts last forever. You steal a spell. I mean, you are already better at casting other people's spells than they are, but this makes it even more ridiculous.
You see that ping? They see the Naga over here. They see her, they want her, and they're smoked up. But already Naga has backed off. There's nobody defending that bot wave at all, so they have to realize that something's going on. Let's casually farm up. Ninja gear gets found as well. Can be a pretty decent item for scouting and whatnot, plus the Agi.
Ninja Gear is extremely good for saving heroes, and the only problem is that Ollie probably does not want to let go of that telescope just yet. So yeah, he's got the Ninja Gear in his pocket just to make sure that if the fight breaks out and he needs to really stay out of vision because he has to save Emo, he can swap that in and try and hide under the cover of that solo smoke. Ooh, he gets out.
Yeah, it's got the Glimmer Cape. It should be fine here. But, Huh, interesting. I guess they just want to go and secure these runes up.
A tithe to the impurities.
It's a nice arcane rune again for Nothing to Say, who just pops the double damage as well.
We're all going to be looking at the next Roshan spawn now. 40 seconds until we know when exactly.
This Naga's getting huge. We've got an Abyssal Blade online too. If they get a pick off on the side of EHOME, it's getting very fast. Quickly. I said fastly. I'm like, fastly's not a word. Oh my gosh, I need more coffee.
Or less.
Or less. No, definitely more coffee. Definitely more. They've got
Emo's
that infest bomb
investing
over here on
in
Emo.
them. Yes.
Is he trying to bait? Feels like he is. He says that's Shiva's. Sing Q. Throws back.
Look at
It's an
how
arrow.
long he's lifted.
Ooh, again, very close.
Imagine that 5
Radiant's
seconds
top
verifying.
tower is under attack.
Stomp. This should be a very dead Rubik. And
doesn't
out
even
pops
care anymore.
Flyfly.
Yeah, because the Lifestealer needs to stay and Emo needs to take care of his wave on bottom. But you can see now how with these boosts of travel on Emo, the map play has really changed. Because EHOME used to be 10k ahead. And they haven't exactly been fighting. So how is it that IG is now back into this game? It's mostly because of Vision, and Vision is mostly ruled by who can get the creep waves out. You can see, now that they have those boots of travel, now that they can keep the creep waves out without, getting split up. Hold a second there.
Song gets used. They want this kill on. Nope. No. Oh, Sylar! He gets stunned up with the Abyssal Blade! Oh no, Sylar! He's got to run away as fast as possible. He doesn't have the rest of his team. He's pretty fast, but they have a Yules. They've got a Stomp, and they'll take down the Mermaid Queen.
Great kill there. And yeah, Flyfly popping his rage outside of range, walking in, then abyssaling.
There's no
That's
buyback on this
entirely
Naga either.
And the creep waves are pretty good right now. They want to follow up kill just in case this Naga has buyback, and he is dead as a doornail.
Oh, yeah, he is, because I forgot Mirana still has that gem on her. Double damage on Flyfly. He's gonna wait for the rest of the team to show up here.
Emo is coming in and he's going to melt through those buildings. They don't actually need a creep wave. Oh, they're waiting for it though.
Man, that pickoff on Sylar was absolutely huge for IG. Another Yules being thrown out with the arrow, be able to land over onto Faith Bien. There's going to be the buyback coming out from Grimsook. They're trying to keep him alive, but they don't have buyback on Faith Bien! And they'll get the kill on Rubik. Buyback coming out from Jin Q as well. It's just the supports though. I don't know. What can they hope to do right now?
Dire's middle barracks are under attack.
Throw their bodies at them, distract them for long enough. There's no option for split pushing here, and I don't think Nothing to Say as a damage do anything to Emo, especially now that Flyfly
Dire's middle
infests again.
barracks are under attack.
Not with that many people alive on the side of IG too, but it looks like they'll back off. They could have taken this other racks. I'm not sure why they got cold feet on it.
They notice Roshan respawn.
Oh, yeah, that is definitely a reason to walk away from a racks. Radiance picked up on JT. Holy moly. This is a big boy.
The more I've been seeing Underlord recently, the more I like him. Honestly, the attribute is, apart from the fact that it just makes it easier to get longer team fights and to stop yourself from getting physically bursted, it just also, he becomes a damage dealer in his own right.
Radiant's bottom
The
tower
Radiance
is
team,
under
but he's
attack.
also got almost 60 damage just for free, because he's lived the entire game.
Oh no. BKB is going to get committed here by Nothing to Say, but it's a nice arrow being thrown out on the side. The song's coming out from Sylar. He just wants to get everybody out. And by everybody, he means Nothing to Say and himself. But that is a BKB down now on Mars.
Sports don't count. Sorry, Moxie, it's just how the world works. Supports don't count.
I mean, it does count when you're down a body and you're defending racks. I don't know. That's a pretty big ult that they're kind of dependent on. But Flyfly takes a lot of damage.
Look at Emo going in.
Look at Emo. He just is like,
Use
kill
your
me. I
spells
don't
on
care.
me.
Come at me. Look at them. They're all just running away. They haven't even managed to finish killing off Emo. All right, that's going to be the Aegis pop. But that is the Arena of Blood that they've committed for it now. We'll turn back around. They'll just start hitting buildings. They do pipe up over on the side, but
Buildings,
there's
more
no
buildings.
song.
Bottom barracks has fallen.
There's no roar. And just they just BKB, they say, alright, yeah, come fight us, we're just gonna take your buildings, and you can't do a damn thing about it.
Dire's bottom barracks.
Emo is
Everybody
level
hops
25.
into the Uber.
So Kaka is like, nope, nope, not me. Leaps
He's
out
a
of it.
wily
He wants
one,
to
that
secure
Kaka.
some runes. He's such a stubborn man.
He got himself the rune though. I mean, that's good. Not gonna be. Oh, he tries to get the denial too, but not gonna be able to find it.
What a player. And I said it, he's a stubborn one. It's like, this man was playing support Sand King when nobody else was anymore, and he was still making it work. He's that kind of player.
Hey, if as long as it works, you know.
Yeah.
In the hands of the right person, any hero can be broken. Look at Ana. Look what he did with Io last year.
Oh yeah. Magnificent. And Kaka gets an arcane for his team as well. For himself.
Okay, they're gonna try to make some moves onto Fly. Fly, nice arrow coming through, but they'll follow up with that disruption. Emo's got the BKB. They're so bound together, but they're just moving together, chasing after everybody. And there's the Abyssal Blade over onto Faith. There will be no roar. Oh no, but they'll be able to find it over on the back end. Nothing to say.
He's
He used
still
the arena
dying
of
to the
blood.
damage.
Siler so. Oh my god! The GG gets called. Siler, oh my god. Yeah, nothing to say. He's trying, but there's just too much damage. Oh my god. She got Abyssal during that, right?
I'm not sure if she got Abyssal during that, or if it was just a bash, but then after that, yeah, she was stunned and she was melting to the Leshrac damage. Like, just because he's asleep doesn't actually mean that he is not still letting all of his damage go. And this, you could see in that last fight as well how the Leshrac damaged Naga, because what Naga does is she bullies away all of your supports usually in fights, but if her illusions just melt immediately because there's a Leshrac standing right in front of her, she's not getting to rule those team fights. And at that point, there is nothing really that her cores can do